young girl would come to talk to me once more.
How come your bridge has been damaged?
It's all the goblins' fault. They cut the ropes to prevent you humans from going to the mines below. Ropeless, pointless, and yet I must cry for toll.
Why must we pay toll?
We ask for toll because our king commands us to. He is mad for gold. All his senses crave it. Gold is his life, and therefore it is my life too. Even though I care more for the daisies in the fields than I could ever care for cold, dead metal, no matter how pretty its luster.
Tell me about the Troll King.
He is the king of Lucula Forest, and a most formidable troll indeed. I do not even like to talk about him, for fear he might find out and crush my skull like a walnut. Archibald, though, Archibald may be willing to speak. His fine mind makes him bold. Find Archibald, a proud troll and troll father, if you wish to know about the king.
About that toll.
1,000 gold coins, such is the toll I must ask. So, let's have the troll toll, if you please.
Okay, before we do though. No. Yes. Nah, we're not paying, bro.
No, we're not going to pay to cross a broken bridge.
Indeed, we are not. The mere notion is absurd.
So you will not pay? I can hardly blame you, though the rules of toll-taking trolls stipulate I must club you to death for your refusal. I shall not do so. What, I wonder, would be the point? Leave me, like she left me, my bonny lass. Would that another would come. Would that another would come and ask, "How are you, Fumble?"
Aww. That's cute. I'm glad you don't have to kill him though.
I do hope you don't mind.
Where's she
In the
going?
name of the goddess, halt! Who goes there?
Source Hunter.
In that case, you can rest easy, Hunter. There is no source to be found here, only the glory of the Immaculates.
Oh god. Here he goes. What is this place?
Why, it's Silver Glen, of course. Once the abode of miners, now the abode of the faithful. We have traded the search for silver for the pursuit of divinity. I'm sure this sounds strange in what are a stranger's ears, but you must know that but a short while ago, a frightful sickness felled us by the dozen, until she who speaks for the goddess brought us a cure. She showed us how we may overcome the frailty and even the decrepitude of our mortal bodies. That is why we now live a life of devoutness and civility, so that we may become immaculate. But I suggest you talk to Father Loic if you want to learn more about the ways of the goddess. Be welcome, therefore, to Silver Glen. Blessed be all Immaculates.
No god, the Immaculates.
I wouldn't trust these sentries to guard a pig pen.
Oh, Jahan, I don't want to talk to you.
There's something fishy about this
I
place.
do hope you don't mind.
Oh,
The Immaculates here seem to be a friendly enough bunch.
his voice acting
Seen
broke.
being the operative word. Let's remain vigilant.
The degenerates here claim they have been cleansed, but I can still smell the stink of persisting putrescence wafting from their grimy flesh. Silverden, this place sickens me. I see no evidence of sickness about me. Why take it to heart so?
As you know, I once carried the burden of disease upon emaciated shoulders. Perhaps I had better explain in greater detail.
Okay, tell me about your story then.
Have you ever seen it?
Yes, let's get this over with.
Start at the beginning.
Once upon a time, I was a king in a land of beauty to the east. A land of tigers and slender towers, of deserts and forests, of sun and all the world's wealth. I was a young king, handsome and all-powerful. Every nobleman would have killed his own brother if I promised to take his daughter's hand in marriage. But I refused their incessant implorations. I knew my life as a sovereign would be self-indulgent, but also a self-delusory one, if I weren't to marry for love. And so a handful of years went by. The king's throne I myself occupied, whereas the queen's throne remained empty but for the court's cats that would nap the afternoons away upon its velvet cushions. But then one day, a young woman visited my kingdom.
Oh yeah, we've heard
She was
about
a
this.
poetess and a storyteller. People flocked to her, listened to her every word as if receiving mantras from the divines. Hiraka. How I miss her still. Miss the brilliance of her mind that was both as sparkling and as unbreakable as the diamonds that had... Oh, and how I miss her body.
No, that's
And
fine.
yet, true happiness.
Tell me about the melody that
commodity,
overtook you.
It was an unparalleled horror. Scores of physicians flocked to my bedside. They traveled from...
No, we've
none
read
of
that
their
before.
potions took effect. Their salves seared.
Yeah, we've
but
read
did
that
not
before.
soothe
Please
my
tell me
fading
how you
flesh.
managed to cure yourself from the malady that afflicted you.
It went like this, Hunter. If a
This is
ghoul
new.
I had become, so a dark turn of thought convinced me. A ghoul's methods I should employ to escape the labyrinthian crypt of corporeal corruption. A necromancer I'd be. Yes, only from deep within the deliriums of death would I tunnel my way back into the gardens of life.
Okay.
I did unspeakable things in the dusky dungeons that twist like forgotten veins to long-deceased organs far beneath my castle's sunlit halls. Halls which held my throne and held the bed upon which Hiraka slept, her very touch blessing the satin she reposed upon. Still there came no relief. Perversions I created in scores, but they were mere undead all. Creatures so piteous that the thought of cheating death in their guise frightened me more than the swing of the scythe itself.
Okay. Man, that's...
Like mosquitoes in the night, panic and despair beset me until I turned to that darkest of all arts, demonology.
Trolls.
So that's why he's got a problem with demons. So all of you... So of all people turn to demonology.
It had to be. There was no other way. I could feel the life slipping out of me like love out of a betrayed spouse's heart. So I studied tomes so old the dust that fell from their centuries' unperused pages never knew the light of the stars that now shine. I drew forbidden symbols. I spoke unhallowed words, and from the smoke that rose like a dragon's last breath, a demon appeared to me and said, "Ask, O blighted king, and you shall have." "Just tell me," I cried. "Tell me what ails me."
You asked a demon what ailed you. What was its answers?
Hiraka. Never had I known a single word can cut deeper than the sharpest of daggers. With maddening glee, the demon told me she was one of his kin. A soul-swallowing horror that had been feeding on both my body and my spirit like a leech. An ancient being was she, that moved from king to king throughout the ages, filling their hearts with love, then draining them of life. After such revelations, does one truly desire to live on? Death seemed like a mother then, welcoming me with her all will be well embrace. Yet still I feared exceedingly her seemingly sweet caress, and the oblivion that would follow. Release me from her, demon, and give me back the strength of a sick, free existence. So went my desperate plea. It smiled, of course it did. Smiled bare 100 razors as its eyes came alight with infernal fire. 1,000 years I will give you, it whispered. But then your soul shall be mine to incarcerate in the depths of hellish nemesis. As for your throne, that I'll have now. What say you, O brittle king? Do you accept my terms?
So tell me, Jahan, did you accept the demon's terms?
I think you know the answer to that question, Hunter. But I've said enough for now. These memories are painful to recollect. So let us turn to the rest of them later.
Okay.
Good. No use in standing about.
Well, well, well. So our very own demon hunter once dabbled in the so-called darkest of arts himself.
A man so utterly betrayed and dying will grasp at any straw. I can hardly blame him.
Neither can I. Clearly his great love was almost the very death of him. She broke his heart in more ways than one, and I too would go to any length to repair it.
Okay. So this is Silver Glen. I kind of don't want to go in there yet.
Troll toll.
Decaying mound. I have no idea what that is. I also don't know what that is.
Stop for death, or it will stop for you. Oblige death now, for it obliges you. Tell me, traveler, do you wish to die?
Yes.
And how will you die, then? Do you wish for a long courtship with the Reaper? Or for a quick and wild affair?
Slowly.
Death creeps, tests, nuzzles, withdraws, pursues, torments, and takes you.
Wow. No, I do not wish for death.
Death sends its finest carriage for you, yet you deign to step inside? An insult, yes, but unhappy guests are so unpleasant. Stop for death, or death.
Okay, hold on. Let's have everybody here. Let's just send her because alone she's more resistant than the others. I want to see what happens if I survive. Oh. Okay, so they won't. It has to be me.
Stop for death, or it will stop for you. Oblige death now, for it oblige. And how will you die then?
Quickly.
Death flies, bat-like, rapid, and swallows you whole. Goodbye. Stop for death, or it death sends its.
I survived, but it didn't do anything.
Stop for death, or it will stop. And how will you die? Death creep.
No firefalls here for some reason. Does this ever end, or...? So see, this never ends? I'm not even oily anymore. Okay, hold on. I want to see what the Pavilion of Death is for. So, okay, so it is an actual puzzle. And there's supposedly a switch here. Somewhere. Oh, here. You'll have to be them that do it.
Into the fray once more.
Haha, we did it. Okay.
Sodden all the way to my boot soles.
Man, not too shabby.
Bless the seven.
Okay.
As good as a new penny.
That was interesting. Uh-huh. Maradino the Magnificent hath left his mark upon this milieu. All is made magnificent by Maradino's mark. Don't know what that means. Okay. Okay, nice. Hey, Sarx, what's up, dude? Pretty well. Had it on my second try. My first try was just me starting the fight. Because I started the fight and died instantly. Like, the very first thing the boss did was, like, meteor shower my face. And we died like that. So I reloaded and tried it the second time, this time by spinning around and actually doing the fight, and we got it like one shot. I thought it was going to be a lot tougher than that, to be honest. Like, it was
Don't look
pretty
at me like that.
tough.
It's not as though I'm enjoying this.
But it was pretty tough just because of the fact that I got one-shotted, not because the fight was necessarily hard on its own. I basically killed every boss, one after the other. And then when I went to the last boss, the Brachus, I basically stun-locked him. And then just killed him that way. And by stun-lock, I mean not necessarily using stun only, but like every kind of CC possible, back to back to back to back, until he was like dead. Rogue Earth Elementals. Oh. I could probably do this instead.
Quick reflexes! Here's deeper!
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, calm down. Calm your tits. Still failed. Take that in your face, then. Immune to knockdown, are you?